All right, guys, welcome back. Guys and gals, I should say. Don't want to exclude anybody. Welcome, everyone. We got Overwatch League power rankings 6 through 3. We are getting towards the very top. These are the best teams in the league who are going to be competing for championships. I'm not going to go through all of the teams previous, but a couple of the last ones that we had wrapping up were at number 10, Atlanta Reign. Moved them a lot down from where they were last year. At 9, we had Toronto Defiant, a big riser. At 8, we had the two-time champs, San Francisco Shock, with their revitalized, retooled roster. And then we had Houston with their significant upgrades this offseason. Them and Toronto, I think, improved the most over the offseason. But the Outlaws capped off at number 7. So we're going to jump right into number 6, and that's going to be the Chengdu Hunters. So the Hunters would have been one or two higher, but apparently they had some budgeting issues. So just recently, they have lost Fairway, 1987, Aprita, as well as Yveltal. So that leaves them with Nisha and Monk for supports. They have Gaga for tank. You got Leave and Jinmu coming back once again for the DPS. So you retain the core of this roster, but I'm not gonna lie, losing the 3 players that scares me a bit. Especially Yveltal, Far Away have been guys who have played a decent amount for them these past few years, and Aprita just got signed essentially. So I don't love that in terms of the team makeup and the morale, just the energy around the team. I don't love that. But this is still an insanely talented roster. Leave coming on strong last season, making his case as one of the, best players in the league. Jinmu, obviously one of the most talented players in the league. Gaga, very good tank. He's going to be real sad about Wrecking Ball getting disabled, though. One of his best tanks for sure. Probably his best tank. But, this is still a really good team. And you lose those 3 players, but they do retain, still a full roster. They still have all the spots covered. They're not really going to have a rotation. And in some ways that could actually help them because, who's going to be in the lineup every single day. These guys have been playing together for a long time, so they're going to have the synergy. They're gonna know they already know how each other play. They have good coverage hero wise, between Leave and Monk for DPS. So I think they're gonna be fine on that. Maybe bringing in a second tank because, like I said, I still really like having 2 tanks on a team, but that's just me. So a little nervous for Chengdu, but there were rumors that they were gonna blow it all up and like everyone was gonna leave, which they would have plummeted. It almost would have been like a Vancouver after season 2 type thing. But this is still one of the better teams in the league. And if assuming they get all this squared away and everyone's still feeling good about it, this team could challenge for a title. They really could. Moving on, we go to number 5. So, not many teams left. We got Shanghai, we got Seoul, we got Gladiators, we got Dallas, and we have the team that I am putting at number 5, which is the New York Excelsior. So again, this is a controversial one. I think some people are going to have them a lot lower. I think most people think they're going to at least be mid. They made a lot of good moves. Muyen Bong, Gangnam Jin, I love that support line. I love it. I think it's going to be great. Muyen Bong was by far the best performer on an Uprising last season. Gangnam Jin was a very consistent, good performer for Florida. And then obviously you got the superstar from Florida that has come over to the Excel in Yaki. You don't want to talk about pop-off ability. He's up there. You pair him with Flora, who is the best player by far on New York last season, and you got Dynamite. You really have Dynamite with that DPS duo. You have coverage, you have pop-off ability, you have consistency. it's two players who could potentially be MVP candidates in those two. And Kellen on tank, I think, is a great pickup as well. So this roster, I think, has everything. Maybe you want to fill in, throughout the season, give it some more depth just in case. But every single player on this roster is a slam dunk for me. And Kellen, I know, hasn't played in the league before. Trust me, he's really good. He's really good. This is a much improved New York team, and they're gonna go nuts. It's weird to see a New York without Jonak, but even without him, you replace him with a really good player in William Bong. So I think that this team is going to take the biggest leap of any team, except maybe New York, maybe Houston. I think those are the two big, teams that last year were, they were okay. Houston had a nice start, but then they kind of fell apart towards the end. New York had a nice run in the middle, but then didn't do much towards the end. I think that those two are ones that could really jump up, and depending on how they develop and coalesce, they could challenge for a title. I really do think so. I think honestly this season, I think Atlanta and up, all those teams could make a run to the championship game. I really do. 11 through 20, not as much. But I do think that we have a very deep year this season in Overwatch League. So that does bring us down to our final four. And starting off with number 4, we have the Seoul Dynasty. So this is a great roster. Very, very solid. Toby has left the roster as a player. He is now a coach. I don't know if head coach, but he is. I think he is the head coach now. But in any case, you still have, again, DPS duos. Like, come on. You got Stalker, a very nice addition. And, oh, yeah, you have Prophet and Fitz. Some people call Prophet the GOAT of Overwatch League. I don't think he's the best in my opinion, but he's certainly up there. He's a slam dunk Hall of Famer if we open a Hall of Fame up. Fitz, incredible in the DPS. I think that, him on Prophet's very good at it too, but I think he could really make some moves on Tracer this season, or just hit scan in general. He's just cracked on creative, really nice performer last year. VDEDGaming, don't know as much about him. I've heard it's a good addition. I think that's going to be imperative that he's a very good support player, because that's really the only weakness I kind of see with this team. Smurf is a home run acquisition, in my opinion. Didn't see that much playtime last season, but I think he's going to come back and play really, really well. And this is just going to be one of the best rosters, in the entire league. There's not much, not much to talk about. If their support line plays really well, they could win it all. I really think so. They just have to get past their nemesis, and many teams' nemesis, in the Shanghai Dragons. Speaking of Shanghai, they are not number 3. So we have them, we have Los Angeles Gladiators, and we have Dallas Fuel left. And after a little bit of a drum roll, at number 3, we've got Dallas Fuel. So, again, you retain much of the same roster. This is an insane team, and I think you only got better. Chio is a great addition. He's going to help Fielder out in terms of DPS, in terms of support. I think that, he is an upgrade over Jexay, in my opinion. You bring back Doha and Sparkle, one of the best DPS duos in the league. And, you throw in Edison, who, little bit of a weird season last year. I don't think he was really the right fit with his team, and they didn't really know how to utilize him as much, I don't think. But an absolute pop-off, player. He gives them that dominant Tracer. If Tracer is really meta, I know a lot of people thought Sparkle played really well in it, but Edison's better on Tracer. He's one of the best Tracers in the league. So your coverage is even better than it was. He gives them that Widow Specialist too, if need be. I don't see Widow being exceptionally good, at least early Overwatch 2 days, but again, what the hell do I know? I'm just a guy who's played and watched. I don't obviously know nearly as much as the players, the pro players, and the coaches, and everybody that's closely involved with the league. But then you bring back the absolute slam dunk tank duo in Hanbin and Fearless. You've got the synergy, you've got the past results, you have the nice additions, to an already excellent roster. Obviously they won a stage and they made a deep run, and several others in the playoffs. They had a nice run. So, this is going to be one of the best teams in the league. I think they could win it all. The only thing I worry about is, the versatility is still a little bit of a worry for me. How are they going to rotate their DPS? Is the three DPS players are excellent, but are they as good as all the other? Are they as good as these other two top teams? I don't know. For me, they're number 3. Maybe it was because they started off so strong last season, looked like the best team, and then just kind of slowed down a little bit. Maybe I'm still just holding on to that, and I can't get rid of that bias. But I still think they're one of the best teams in the league. Like I said, they could win it all. But I have them behind Gladiators and Dragons. So let me know what you think down in the comments below. As always, thank you very much for watching. And here we go. This is it. I'm going to be releasing a couple of these on the same day as we get up to Overwatch League. Starting probably tomorrow, depending when this video comes out. But yeah, Thursday the 5th. Look forward to it. We got matches are back. I'm so excited. But as always, I hope you have yourselves a safe, wonderful next couple of days, and then we'll see you in the next one.